Olivia Wilde claims she fired Shia LaBeouf from starring in her film Don't Worry Darling, who Harry Styles is now starring in, but Shia LaBeouf denies that he was fired and says that he quit the movie. This story will have a lot of screenshots and screen recordings, so bear with me. Olivia did an interview with Variety. In the interview, she talks about how Shia LaBeouf landed the lead role in her film. On the top it says, but in 2020, production was just starting. Wilde made the decision to fire LaBeouf. In a direct quote from Olivia, she praises Shia LaBeouf's work, but she says his process was not conducive to the ethos that I demand in my production. You can pause to read the whole quote. Shia LaBeouf saw that interview and is basically calling Olivia a liar. He sent emails to Variety himself claiming that he quit the film due to lack of rehearsal time. He also forwarded emails that he sent to Olivia himself. He says, "You and I both know the reasons for my exit. I quit your film because your actors and I couldn't find time to rehearse." He also sent the outlet screenshots of text messages between him and Olivia from 2 years ago. According to the text, Shia and Olivia met in person in LA to discuss his exit from the film on August 16th, 2020. Later that night, she texted him, "Thanks for letting me in on your thought process. I know that isn't fun." You can pause to read the rest. He also sent Variety a video that Olivia sent him 2 days after he quit. In the video, Olivia is driving and says she's not ready to give up on this yet, and she alludes to tension between Shia and Florence Pugh, who also stars in the film. She says, "I feel like I'm not ready to give up on this yet, and I too am heartbroken and want to figure this out." She's asking if he's open to giving this a shot with her. She's asking him if there's hope and if he will let her know if he'll reconsider being in the film. She also texted him at some point saying, "You don't have to be in my movies, but don't ever doubt me. We pinky promise, that means something in my house." And Shia also sent an email to Olivia. It's a pretty long email. I'll play the screen recording of it in a second, and you might have to pause to read the whole thing, but here's like the main part of the email. "Firing me never took place, Olivia. While I fully understand the attractiveness of pushing that story because of the current social landscape, the social currency that brings, it is not the truth. So I am humbly asking, as a person with an eye toward making things right, that you correct the narrative as best you can. I hope none of this negatively affects you and that your film is successful in all the ways you want it to be. Every blessing to you, Shia." In the email, Shia also addresses some personal stuff, but the part that stood out to me the most is, "I know that you are beginning your press run for Don't Worry Darling and that the news of my firing is attractive clickbait, as I am still persona non grata and may remain as such for the rest of my life." He totally called her out for trying just to get press for the film by saying that she fired him. I'll play the screen recording of the full email now. Read it and let me know your thoughts down below.